Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. Today, I'm your host, Alan, and we are glad that you're here today on the Super September morning. Whether this is your first time or if you keep coming back because it works, we honor your presence in our open and affirmative community. Today's talk title is Evolving into our Glow. And I brought a quote that I like that goes along with this thing for today. If you begin to understand what you are without trying to change it, then what you are undergoes a transformation. I'll repeat that again to really let those words sink in. If you begin to understand what you are without trying to change it, then what you are undergoes a transformation. And this is by Jiddu Krishnamurti. So I invite you to think about these words as we listen to the talk and the announcements that follow afterwards. There's always something new to discover here. Also, I encourage you to check out our website, cslcharlotte.org. Put in a prayer request and find out more about us. Also, I encourage you to follow our social media such as YouTube and Facebook, where you'll also learn more about us. So now I invite you to just relax in your chair and get settled in as I pass the mic up over to our fabulous, radiant Reverend Rosedale Jones.
Woo-hoo! Thank you, Alan. Thank you for opening us up with that fabulous quote. You heard what he said about change. That's all we're about today. So, we are Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, which is the Mind, Body, Spirit Center. But I want to welcome everybody on YouTube right now and grateful that you keep visiting that channel and checking us out. So, that being said, today our focus is on the eventual glow up, meaning that everything happens eventually, and glow up, let's just think about grow up. But glow up is the light of grow up. So these beautiful lights of that we are glowing up all the time for transformation. So that's just a little bit of a hint for you. So with that, first we'll open our Sunday celebration with an affirmative prayer to set the tone. And with that being said, we got our awesome and incredible Alan, my right-hand man, who is awesome with these beautiful prayers. And he's going to open us up and set our tone. Alan, let's go.
All right. I invite you to close your eyes as we tap into that infinite light that's within each and every one of us, knowing that our inner glow comes from the light within each and every one of us. We are all different colors of the same light. Some of us are red lights, some of us are green lights, but together we are all Christmas lights. And we all decorate the trees. And we are all individualized lights in one community as Christmas lights. And we are here to bring joy to the world like Christmas lights. So I am knowing that today's message inspires us to let our own light shine, to become fabulous, and to not be afraid to be fabulous. So I am knowing that this message today inspires us and gives us something to take home throughout the week, so we can shine our lights out to the community, into the workplaces, and into the grocery store to bring joy and transformation into this world. And I'm grateful to be here today and grateful for you too. So I release these affirmations out into a bright universe, knowing that today is a sunny day for all of us. And so it is.
And so it is. That was just fabulous, Alan. The light, the glow. So now we got the glow going on, and I'm feeling the glow, okay? So with that, next on our platform is our reader, Groovy G, but her real name is actually Jerry Campbell, but it's AKA Groovy G because that's her signature word. So I wonder if she realizes, but you know what? I don't have to wonder about her. She realizes that she is definitely always talking about the glow up. She's always talking about the eventual glow up, but different words, but she's doing it. So today she's doing the reading. So let's listen to Groovy. And after she finishes her reading, listen to Surrender. This song is by Fearless Soul, and you'll hear surrender throughout this talk. In order to glow up, grow up, transform, sometimes we have to surrender. So with that, Groovy, make it do what it do.
Thank you for allowing me to share The Conversion of the Real You, written by Reverend Rosedale Jones. Your glow up is not a surface shift. It's a sacred unfolding. You begin listening to the still, small voice within, the one that reminds you that everything you see, everything you believe, is a story you've made up. And in truth, you are not the story. You are spirit. You are light. This glow up is not about appearance or performance. It's about showing up in your spiritual oneness, integrating mind, body, and spirit until your entire life becomes a living expression of oneness. The voices in your head, the inner wars and inherited fears, are fragments of collective consciousness. You're not all the voices around you from collective consciousness. You no longer defend against them. You transmute them with breath, gratitude, and grace. You rise not to argue, not to force, but to shine. Love, as you've come to know it, does not overcome hate or fear through the war of words or debate. It moves through a more subtle powers like transformation, alteration, and refinement. It is invisible in its essence, but unmistakable in its action. Light dissolves darkness and warmth, fills a cold room until it feels like home. Then the radiant presence of love and peace dissolves confusion, fear, and hate. This is what glow up means. It's not a rebellion, it's a revelation. Light dissolves darkness and fills the cold room until it feels like home. Then the radiant presence of love and peace dissolves confusion, fear, and hate. This is what glow up means. It's not a rebellion, it's a revelation. The real you is kind, generous, and in deep communion with all of creation. You are a force of love. You show up, you glow up, and as you do, you become the warmth, the light, and the quiet revolution that changes everything. The following is a quote from Reverend Rosedale Jones. When we practice steadily, diligently, and faithfully, and practice for light, we combine with the forces of the universe and become what we choose. And so it is.
Let it go. Surrender. Let it go. We'll start with a short centering and relax your eyes. And if you need to, look down into your lap or look somewhere off, but just remove the distractions because it's time to really think about surrender. It's even time to think about that glow. So let's begin with the breath. And I'm not talking about the kind that just fills the lungs. Let it be the kind that reminds you that you are spirit in motion, and then slowly release it because you are breath. The song Surrender is about letting go after holding on too tight for too long. Pain becomes our glow up because it plays a significant part in the beauty of letting go and surrendering. Surrender becomes the only road known to the eventual glow up, right? When we surrender, pain turns into peace. That's exactly what the eventual glow is all about. So it's a slow, very sacred, pulsing light. If you think about the word glow, and it's us who are lights. And then when we surrender, The surrender becomes our strength, and the pain becomes our peace. So wiggle your fingers and your toes and integrate the mind, the body, and the spirit. And just take a few more breaths with ease and sort of embrace the energy of your space and your mind and get ready for the eventual glow up. So, the eventual glow up is a phrase I have come to embrace. It's not just a cultural trend to me. Right now, it's on Facebook a lot. They're talking about glow up. They got music saying glow up. And Facebook may be measuring it with algorithms and things of that nature, but they're growing. I'm talking about growth. So this glow up that we're talking about is a profound spiritual truth. The eventual glow up is deep, but it's a spiritual transformation. So when I say it goes deep, listen, watch this. It's a personal growth all the way up while we're building our confidence, and we're doing it easily and we're doing it naturally. See, the glow up is eventual. Why? Because why? Change honors time. That's why it's the eventual glow up for us. The glow up develops as we practice, as we surrender, as we trust that oneness with spirit that we all are and that we have. See, our oneness becomes the foundation, the basic for transformation, for shift, for the renewal of the mind. And now the mind is not only in the head, the mind is throughout the body. Every single one of our organs are their own mind. They all know what they're supposed to do to make this whole body work. That's why it's mind, body, spirit. See, let's break down the glow now. It's a living pulse of light ready to ignite you. It's there, but you gotta see it by just focusing your mind on it. And once you focus your mind or your intention on it, you see it. Now, it's ready to ignite you, to get you going. See, it's when you're meditating let's use a candle. When you measure, you'll see the glow of the candle is going in and out. Good idea. That's spirit giving me ideas. It's a mesmerizing rhythm that draws you deeper the more you focus on the glow, right? So the glow is not instant. A person who has not done any work with themselves or any mind training for themselves, they're not going to just go, oh, I get it. You know, no. Nobody's going to walk in here and say, I get it. I didn't do it. It's eventual. It is not about appearances. So you can say, oh, yeah, you appear to be real bright and smart and you look good. No. It's about alignment. So our oneness with spirit is how alignment starts. So when we align with our oneness with spirit, here we are, we experience the eventual glow up. Now, the eventual glow up is that boost that builds confidence. It cultivates maturity and it shows up in our personal lives. And we all eventually grow up, glow up, right? We all eventually do that. It takes time to change, to transform, and to retrain the mind. See, this is a kind of transformation that doesn't just happen in the mirror. It happens in the marrow. And what I mean by it doesn't just happen in the mirror, because you're looking at transformation some days, but now we're talking about it goes in the marrow. We're talking about the deepest, most essential level of our bodies, right? You know that the marrow has many layers deep into the body, all the way into the skeleton, and there's a lot of muscles going through. So, hey, that marrow, you can't see, of course. Yeah, we may not see it, but it's our life force. We can't live without that marrow. So not just in the mirror, but in the marrow. There's so much we cannot see pertaining to our life force. And that light, I have this guy, he's this Jewish doctor. I've known him for many years, But I studied the Kabbalah, and the Kabbalah is talking about a different type of life. So that means that we are light. But the 49th day of conception in the womb shows a light in many of the sonograms. Is it called sonogram? Yes. In many of the sonograms, when people are in utero, when the baby's in utero. So listen to that. That's a life force in us. But you don't have to believe you got a light, but you do. So can you see your organs? Okay, if you want to believe that. Can you see your organs? Okay, so yeah, all right. But so you can't see the light then from here, but when you close your eyes enough, you do. Can you see your blood? Can you see your synovial fluids? You don't see the invisible energy of spirit, do you? Right? Then doesn't that make it easier for you to believe that spirit is your inner life force too? You got inner life force. So the eventual glow up is spiritual, transformational, and life altering. Ruby's been saying that throughout alteration, movement, and she's been talking all about it. It shows up in our relationships, it shows up in our work, it shows up in our health and our wealth. The glow is sacred. It's spiritual transformation in its ultimate form. So nature gives us a perfect image of the glow up with this example, and you're going to find that, oh, that's why she likes this. Okay, check it out. I went to do a little studying on how that butterfly really comes to surface. But it's the transition of the caterpillar to a butterfly. That's the example I want to give. That's nature's signature glow up, because almost everything out here in nature goes through a transition every day sometimes, but they're different things that's just moving. You can see the trees in the fall, and you see them come back. Everything goes through this thing called a glow up. The caterpillar, it begins as a creature who can only crawl. But when the time comes for change, it stops eating. It starts releasing old habits and patterns that it no longer needs. Or we say, I release what no longer serves me, right? Then it hangs upside down in a chrysalis because its life is turning 180 degrees, not 360, 180 degrees. Okay, think about the chrysalis. The chrysalis, when we hang in the chrysalis in our lives, we're like that caterpillar, but our chrysalis means the unknown. We're in between what is, because we're ready for change, to what is becoming. So now we're talking about being in a chrysalis. Use these beautiful metaphors because they help us to see our spirituality so much clearer than being so dogmatic, talking about this and that. See, there's a lot to be said about that term, 180-degree turnaround, because we as spiritual beings having human experiences must understand this 180 degrees about face, if you will. We enter our own chrysalis through silent retreats. Like today, I'm going to a sound bath. I love these things and the inner work and our quiet moments of surrender. That's my chrysalis today. I'm going to be in that. I love these things. It's the moment when we retreat back to the oneness with spirit. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm retreating back. And I get to do it as often as I like. Every time somebody says, we're doing it, oh, I'm there. Because with bells on too. It's a 180-degree turn away from what no longer serves me, and it moves me deeply into what aligns with me in my oneness with spirit. So that's why butterflies speak so deeply to me. It's the hidden chaos that the chrysalis is now part of a new beginning, a new life for me. And my great-granddaughter, she comes here and I have butterflies all in my bathroom stuck there. because I love butterflies. So she comes and she takes them and she decides she's going to bring them in here, and I let her put it down because she's only 2. What am I going to scold her? No, no, no. I said to myself, you know what? She likes the butterfly too. She just don't know it yet because that's the only thing she'll touch in there. She goes in there, but she got to grab those butterflies off my shower glass door. It's just something about her and that. So butterflies mirror the transformation in my particular life, and it can yours if you want. See, I've been on so many about faces, shiftings, and I had to turn my energy away so many times from the fear side to the love side, because when I focus on nature and I think about the butterfly, that's my totem. Oh, the horse is my totem, and certain trees, right? But that's when I'm having my sacred inversion, if you will. I'm going within. I could be standing here just in the flesh, physically, but inside, I'm doing some beautiful spiritual changes. And you know what? I use little word games to think about the word glow up, if I want to use glow up one week, or if I want to use my spiritual practices in so many ways. So I use a word game sometimes. And I may say breakdown. No, my spirit says glow up. So I get the opposite so I can go from fear to love. But that's another practice we got to teach in our classes. But would you like to try it? Okay, think about this. Just turn your focus to nature real quick. Not to escape life, but to evolve. So when you turn into nature, know you're going there to evolve first. Then that 180-degree turn, make it. And you know what this is when you do that 180-degree turn? It's called the surrender, just like that song. And it's where the glow up starts, right? When you surrender, the glow up begins. So the glow up honors timing, remember. It honors healing. And guess what else? It honors bio-individuality, which bio-individuality means that each of us have our own timetable for growth. It doesn't rush, it unfolds. But let me tell you something else. It's not going to tap you on the shoulder and say, come on, let's get this thing together. You got to be the willing participant in this. See, as it unfolds, you begin to see, I'm saying this so clear, the voices in your head. You see the doubts, the fears, and the inherited stories that you have when you're going into your inversion and in your chrysalis. See, the stories are not our enemies that we had. They are actually fragments of all that has gone on in our lives in collective consciousness, or we call it consciousness, whatever we would call it, but the collective consciousness of the world. So the collective consciousness is, I want to call it the web. Let's say it's a web of ideas and influences that are silently shaping the way we see life or the way we see the world. But it's because of all of that. So we have to understand, I'm going to turn 180 degrees from all that stuff because I don't need to know what's going on in the planet. See, it includes schooling. It includes our parents. It includes the media, that whatever we watch. People are on Facebook. People are on these different things. But you got to watch what you're listening to. But you know what else? It's the political voice of the day, too. Today, we got Trump in the office, so we got a whole new thing. I am so done with politics, so I'm not talking about anybody in particular. But I'm just saying, all these things with the collective consciousness told us what we're supposed to be and who we are. And I'll be dang blame if I'm going to accept anything that I don't like about me. See, those stories are not the truth of us, are they? It's just what they rang to us, man. You're not going to ever do anything. You just don't know how to do. I'm telling you, my mom used to argue for hours at me for things I did. And those things began to be a recorder at one point. Then I had to stop. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. If you keep believing all that stuff about you from the collective, then you're going to be like, whoa. So here's the deal. To glow up, you must release and surrender. Period, dot, end of story. Let go of the pain and the fear from the collective consciousness. How many people tell you some dreadful stories about what's about to happen? Listen, this been like this all the years before we were born. There's always been the foes and the enemies and the good people up here, whatever. But listen, I'm gonna tell you something I had to think about earlier this week was Dr. Martin Luther King, because he said that you can't fight hate and fear through conflict, argument, or force. You just can't do it. Only love can overcome all of that, and you have to surrender for that. See, to help dissolve that hate that lingers in from the collective consciousness, and we have to start to bring love into our connections. So when I'm meeting new people, if I'm working people, I'm going to make sure I got love. And I'm going to lead with that first. And if I can't go any further with it, guess what? I'm going to back out of that relationship because it don't work for me if it ain't love. See, I experienced that truth just about 2 or 3 weeks ago. One of my clients canceled for the third time, and that's been in the past month. So I decided that I'm going to set a boundary now. And I told her, well, you know what? This particular last minute cancellation cost me a client. So you need to pay me now. Oh, yes, I don't have a problem with that. I'm telling you right now. So you need to pay me. Anyway, it was a clause in my contract, and she knows about it. So it's not like, oh, really? Yes, really. But I just haven't enforced it on anybody because I didn't feel I had to. But she did send a payment. But when she did, she sent this long, angry message. And she symbolically sounded like the collective consciousness to me. How people would say things about me that aren't true. Clearly hoping that she'd draw me into an argument. And the first thing I could say, here's the lesson that unfolded. I saw the transformation in me because I felt this quiet smile in my heart. Why? Because I had another eventual glow up, because this is what happened. In the past, I would have reacted a whole lot different from the words that she said. No more. Your words don't fall on me like that. I would have walked up one side of her and down the other and took my money, right? But I said, no, I am no longer willing to sacrifice my happiness, especially when I feel I have to stand up and argue and fight about something. I don't have to defend myself. So here's what I did. I said to myself, I came to a couple of realizations. Is one, there's no reason for me to answer this text. That's the first realization. Number two, the relationship is now complete. Right? You gotta know. You can't be saying, well, I can forgive you, but you gotta be in my life. No, I'll forgive you, but you do not have to be in my life, right? I was paid, she paid me, and there's no need for me to argue because I have no defense for myself. The divine needs no defense. And if you keep letting people say those and you try to defend yourself, you don't feel like you're that divine. So I remembered that love does not overcome hate or fear through argument and anger. It doesn't. Love. Love, love, love. That's why I said we got to foster that love, bring that love in our connection. Love is grounding us into peace. I was clearly at peace. I had no reason to have to talk to her. So I watched the words, let them pass over me, and I went on with my day. So that was another eventual glow up for me. We glow up eventually when we start to thinking and surrendering. I mean, the first thing you hear when somebody just says something to you to upset you about you or whatever, you don't go into that frenzy with them. You surrender. See, that's the kind of strength and freedom that I have been experiencing the last couple of years, and it's growing in me for the rest of my life. I will allow it. See, transformation, love, and spirit are subtle powers. But people hate to use the word love because they think it's being taken advantage of. I use it because it works for me. All right? So there's subtle powers, But you know what? They come along with the eventual glow up. So now if you're not ready to have the love and the transformation and spirit involved, then okay, then you just wait on the sidelines until you're ready. Because the actual energy of transformation creates love, peace, and healing. It just has to automatically. That's not just something that we can actually say and see it with our physical eyes. You can't see transformation, you can feel it. You can't see love, you can feel it, right? You can't hold love in your hand and you can't point to peace on the shelf because it ain't there where you're going to find peace. It's in here. It exists in the unseen realm of spirit. And the intention and your consciousness is in spirit, intention, and consciousness. That's where your peace is. Go get it. Because you're not going to get it telling people what they did to you and why this one ain't right and why you hate them. You got to do that inversion. So go look at nature, play around. Because listen to me, all your peace and stuff, they're invisible through their act inside of you. See, you can't see love. You can see what it does. I said it. Let me say that again. You can't see love, but you can see what it does. You can see the room soften when forgiveness is being given to somebody. I mean, authentically from the heart. You can see how a conversation shifts when kindness enters. You can see how a person's posture or face changes when someone gives them recognition or compassion or some kind of love or letting them know that I see you, right? The essence is invisible. Love, that essence of love is invisible. Transformation is invisible. But I'm going to tell you, the results of them are three things. They're visible, they're tangible, and they are undeniable because you know how you feel. You can't deny that. Maybe nobody can see how you feel, but they know. You know how you feel. So Groovy pointed out something very nice, and I thought was powerful in her reading, the reading that I wrote. And it says like this, listen to this. Oh my goodness. Just as just as light overcomes darkness and the presence of heat warms a cool room to make us feel comfortable, that radiant action of love dissipates hate, fear, and confusion. That's that cold room. I love talking in terms of metaphor because then you go, I like that. It's better to understand I hear you. See, I feel that kind of a transformation when I surrender. You know, it's not because I demand it, but it's because I embody it. When the eventual glow begins to shine through you, let me tell you something. You don't just change, you transform. So not in the mirror, in the marrow, not on the surface, in your soul. Not in the mirror, but in the marrow. Not just in the mirror. It's still in the mirror because you can see a little something, but it's felt deep. So remember, marrow, it's that soft, life-giving tissue inside our bones, but it's very deep, can't be seen. So it's where those new blood cells are formed and all that beautiful food we eat. This is talk to people like this all day long, and I tell them the things they need to be eating and all of these things, and I said, this is where all of it, because I can show you everything. But it also helps our immune system, this little thing that you cannot see, and it renews our system, the whole system itself. It's where life is constantly regenerating in the marrow. So this week, take a moment, reflect on your own glow up. I like looking at the things that I've learned about me to grow a little bit. So what changes have you made in your life that reflect your spiritual growth? You know you have one, but you don't have the time to go look at it. You gotta make that time. Remember, transformation, love, and oneness with spirit are invisible in their essence. They're invisible. Remember, it is, so stop looking for it. It ain't found out there. It's in here. See, they're all included in the glow up, the eventual glow up package. Yet, they're unmistakable. And that's through our acts inside of us. They're unmistakable. They can see. People can see, they can feel you. So the affirmations in the lyrics that we're about to hear right now sings all that truth. Because the lyrics remind us that there's power in the words we speak, in the love we give, and in the life we choose. You choose this life. You choose not to do the work. It's all you. It's no one else. They remind us that our greatest strength isn't always seen first. It's felt and it's revealed just by showing how we live. So as I close, let this song actually affirm the quiet, vibrant power of the eventual glow up for you. Because you got that eventual glow up, everybody does. So listen to the lyrics as the affirmations feel every note from this song that make it come alive in you. Listen to the song Powerful by the Empower Cast. Yes, we're powerful. I matter, you matter, we all matter because we're powerful. The song echoes oh my God, it echoes the heart of the eventual glow up. Yes, that song does. The eventual glow up is saying, people, don't you be afraid. So many innocent people have been slain. And I was thinking about Martin Luther King when I wrote the talk, but I didn't know it was in the song until I listened again just now. This is an era for change. You heard them. The words affirm that we are powerful and there's so much strength in you and me. And I just want to build just a little bit more on what we talk about when it's coming down to giving, because I know that when you find yourself coming back here again and again, it's because something is feeding you, and that's perfect, because that's how many times we know we love each other and how much we love each other. So what you want to do is remember all those boosts that you get and just keep it going, because you can think of somebody else who can possibly need this awesome treatment that we do for our own selves, and maybe they come in and hear too. So if everybody just placed in like $10, $15, whatever, every single week, they would definitely do all that well. But just think about it. If you were the one hosting all the weekly gatherings in your own home and you had to pay all of the expenses, how long do you think you would let that go on? Obviously, it's all good because Spirit is doing what it's doing to keep us on here to take care of all of our expenses. But I know in your heart, though, you're not the type of person to say, I'm not doing it. I'm not paying anything. I know you're not doing that to purposely hold back, but I know that it means it's time for you to practice more around your trust in your own financial supply, because that is a powerful place to go when you can't understand. I know I want to donate sometimes. I just don't have it. Do that. Trust your financial supply. Go on and do your self-work. And then you'll find yourself ready to give freely because you'll have it to give. So today was just a beautiful realization we had about the eventual glow up, because giving is part of it. And remember that during this week, the eventual glow up is also about the ascension, the moving forward, the climb, right? Glow up is the ascension, the rise, right? We're ascending these mountains every single day. We're constantly moving up. We don't know when we're moving, but you got to. Change has to happen. We're making beautiful memories as we climb from day to day. More often than not, so many people dwell on, yo, man, those were the good old days, remember? But they forget these great moments. And then they get there 20 years from now and say, that was great. No, let's look at it now. Because right now, as we're letting this ascent go on up, we're here. Let's go. I love these great days that I'm living right now as I climb toward the eventual glow up each time. There's always another and another and another. So listen to this memorable call to the present moment in the song. So this next song is The Climb. Listen to The Climb and how we do it and why. Oh my God! When that girl sings that song, I get so emotionally carried away with it because we always want the thing to move. We got to climb that thing. It's about being ready to surrender and knowing you're powerful and strong enough to complete that climb. Your legs can do it. You got this. You got it. Wow. So, Alan, are you ready to pray us out?
Wow, that is a lot to follow, but yeah, I am ready for that climb, and we all are. So I know that right here and right now, that as we step forward into the rest of this week, I'm knowing that this inner power, this inner mountain climber is within each and every one of us, and we have the courage and the faith and the hope to start the climb, knowing that as we climb, that we're being supported. Faith is like that harness that keeps us together and feeling safe and secure. And we have the ropes there to guide us. That is our inner guidance system. And the picks, that's also our spiritual practices. One pick at a time, one step at a time. We climb that mountain. That is how everything works together. All of our spiritual practices, the faith, making that time to stop and enjoy watching the birds fly around as we climb up that mountain. And you don't have to do it by ourselves because typically a lot of people work in teams. Like you'll have like a guide up first, or we have like a group of people, and setting the ropes. And that's Reverend Rosedale does. She's like that. She's like the group leader that climbs up that mountain first and sets the little hooks in the mountain and pulls out that rope. And just slides the rope down the mountain for everybody else. And this is why we're here. We're all here as one community, as one mountain climbing team to support each other as we climb, as we grow, as we step up those ledges and even climb through those difficult and challenging places. Sometimes we don't know where to step or where to grab onto, but this is why we're here, in those kind of moments of uncertainty. We're all here together as a mountain climbing expedition. And we move beyond our doubts, because we know that when we reach the peak at the very top, the view is well worth it. And looking back at the valley underneath and realizing that we all work together as a team. This is why we're here. So I am grateful that we are all here as one team united in making the mountain climbs in our own lives. So I release these affirmations, these visions out into the world, knowing that we are all working together for the same transformation. And so it is.
Whoa. I think this house brings out that spirit in people when you're in here. Because, oh my God, Alan brought in the ropes and the picks and the leadership, the whole thing about climbing. Baby, we got to do this. Whoa, man, oh man. Oh, Alan, that was a good one. That was a good pray out. It was fabulous. You love to pray. So as we wrap up our time together, remember the eventual glow up is in each one of us. And it's part of a package with the transformation, the love and spirit, right? It's all about that. So as we leave here, this beautiful sacred space we have just created amongst us here, let your oneness with spirit lift you higher in the climb this week. And the universe is always waiting and responding for us from the beginning of the journey to our perfect manifestation. I'm holding the rope for everybody that's coming up with me. So surrender and remember, you're powerful, right? That you can move up this mountain because you're strong enough, because we are a part of the eventual glow. So until we meet again, keep your mind on the eventual glow up and you can't go wrong. And so it is.